Hi, and welcome to the Secret Hit Songwriting Formula. If you're new to the channel on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe, or if you're watching on Facebook, please like this page and like this video. We do weekly videos here showing you how to recognize the patterns found in hit songs throughout the decades, because there is a secret hit songwriting formula. All hit songs that have become successful on the radio, past and present day, have followed certain patterns embedded within the compositions in order to become commercially successful. And we show you those patterns here so you can use them in your songs. So today we're going to be looking at a classic by the Beach Boys, and why not, as we're getting into summer here, California Girls. This song follows the formula of 5's, and if you're familiar with our content, you know that the secret concept of our formula is self-similarity. The part contains the whole contains the part. That means that each section of the song, the verse, chorus, bridge, what have you, in this case of California Girls, it's only two sections, a verse and a chorus, okay? But self-similarity means that each of these song sections must both contain rhythmic hooks that are similar, in this case 5-note rhythmic hooks, okay? So verse is going to have a 5-note dominant rhythmic hook, and our chorus is going to have a 5-note dominant rhythmic hook in order to be self-similar. So in the case of California Girls, we're not necessarily always just going to add this up syllable by syllable. Sometimes we just find this 5-note hook by counting up the syllables. That's a real common way to do it. In this song, we're going to be using a concept called measure framing, which basically means that over the course of each measure, and the measure is 4 beats long in California Girls, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beats, that's a measure long. So over the course of a measure, we're going to be looking for 5-note rhythmic hooks that neatly kind of fit between 4 beats in a measure. Okay, so let's see how this plays out in the verse here. Well, East Coast girls are hip, I really dig those styles they wear. And the Southern girls, with the way they talk, they knock me out when I'm down there. So if we look at that, we start to see a pattern emerge in the flow of the vocals. We kind of see this 5-note hook that emerges. Dun 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 dun. Right? It always happens over the course of one measure or 4 beats. Okay, so let's start looking for those hooks. Well, that's my symbol for insignificant syllable. East Coast girls are hip. Okay, because this happens, well, East happens on beat 1 there, so this is the beginning of a measure here. East Coast girls are hip, boom. Got another measure coming in there. I really, insignificant syllables, but then we have another new measure starting here. Dig those styles they wear, right? Okay, so another 5-note hook there. And the Southern girls, with the way they talk. Look at that one. In that phrase, he just mixes in 2 perfect 5's. We don't even have to worry about it framing in the measure perfectly, okay? The syllables break into 5's in that line. Then he goes back to, they knock me, insignificant, but then another clear, out when I'm down there. So again, out starts on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's that measure ends, right? So again, he neatly goes back to that pattern of fitting 5 notes within one measure of music, measure framing, 4 beats long, okay? So in that first half of the verse, he has 3 5's that are pretty obvious because of the measure framing, and then he's even mixed in another phrase that's perfect 5's, okay? A few insignificant syllables, right? Doesn't have to come out perfectly. He continues this pattern the rest of the verse. Just in case we were wondering if the measure framing is going to continue or if it was just silly nonsense, if the pattern continues. The Midwest farmer's daughter. Uh-oh, daughters, that's an extra syllable, but it doesn't matter because, as we talked about in the book, if that 5-note rhythmic hook is still appearing in the same place in every measure, da, 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 da. Okay. In fact, daughters, a new measure happens in the middle of it. Midwest farmer's daughter. The new measure happens right in the middle of it. So look at measure framing is still accomplished. Daughters really, and then new measure here, make me feel all right, right? Okay. Then he does the same little thing again. And the northern girls with the way they kiss. Look at that, same pattern he followed up here where he does 2 perfect 5s in a row on that phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? They keep there. And then back to this measure framing pattern. Boyfriend's warm at night. Okay? So again, in the second half of that verse, we have the 3 5s that occur through measure framing appearing in the same place in each measure. And then we have that other line that also mirrors this where it's just 2 perfect 5s by syllable count. Pretty cool writing by Mike Love and the Beach Boys there, and Brian Wilson, of course. So because we have a 5-note rhythmic hook that's been established in the verse, that is setting up our subconscious mind to expect to hear a 5-note rhythmic hook in the chorus, okay? And when we do hear a 5-note rhythmic hook in the chorus, it's extremely satisfying to our subconscious mind, as if we've known the song all along, and that's the secret part that makes this song tick and lurch onto our brain and become so catchy. Okay, so the chorus, they set it up. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to mark I as insignificant because here's another measure starting here on beat 1, so you could technically say the chorus starts there. Wish they all could be California girls. Look at how they did that. 2 5s coming out there, okay? Same thing here, the I is just kind of insignificant because the measure is starting here again. Wish they all could be California girls. So they're using kind of basically measure framing in the chorus again because of the da, 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 da. That's a new measure, right? Da, 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 da. Another new measure, right? And then a couple measures of backing vocals echoing that. So again, the chorus kind of uses this measure framing technique of having a 5-note hook neatly divide in between 1 measure of music, which is 4 beats long in most songs. Okay? Look at that. So our verse has a 5-note dominant rhythmic hook. Our chorus has a 5-note dominant rhythmic hook. California Girls follows the formula of 5s, which is one of the secret patterns of several secret patterns that we teach in our book, The Secret Hit Songwriting Formula. Please go to that website and check out that ebook. It's the only book in the world that gives away all of these secret patterns found in hit songs so you can use them in your songs and give your compositions the most likely chance to stand out and become successful. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.